Are you looking for a business consultant? With so many vast choices, how do you find the right fit for your needs? It's simple when you know what questions to ask. Today's local expert on business consulting will shed some light on locating the right fit that'll put your mind at ease in a snap.
Strong.
But I'm
awesome,
going to
man.
name it this so I can remember it and copy and paste it and put a post. Done.
Right on, man. That's so cool.
So
That's cool.
things like this that I'm learning in the think tank, or I can give out to people in the think tank. That's not common knowledge, right?
You know, so you know, like we're in that stage with the Car Guy Coffee, where it's like, where are we going? Right? Like, what are we doing? We work at dealerships. You know, we understand that Car Guy Coffee is just basically that's our extra. That's like it's our hobby, but it's passionate. It's more than a hobby to us, right? But it's the time we give it our hobby time, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like if I had a hobby during that time is what I'd be doing, right? So we really love it. We're super passionate. We definitely invest a lot into it ourselves. And so we're looking to go to the next level, but what is it? Is it a podcast? It is, but it's more than that. What we are, who we are, the car guy and the subprime hero, where we're going, going back to the pivot, when things changed and we started realizing what was happening, we started realizing that it's more than just the podcast, that we're more than just the podcast host, that we want to do so much, there's so many things that we have dreams to aspire to be, and now those dreams seem closer. So what we chose during the COVID was to pivot and look towards higher heights. And so, yeah, we're looking for that. And that's what we're doing in having this meeting right now. And, to my point was that, seeing these types of stuff, it definitely inspires me to look at things differently. When it comes to social media, I'm still I'm a baby. I'm an infant. I really am, guys. When it comes to making videos, I'm still an infant. Editing videos, I'm an infant. I don't know anything. I'm making it up as I go. I'm just downloading apps and hoping it works, right? And so the more I can learn, the better it is. And I think for anybody who sees this and is looking for growth, listen to what he's showing you here. Listen to what we're talking about. It's a way to, fix your social media game and to know how to score yourself through Google, which is what I say most of us are using, guys. Google. Think about it. When you're searching something, if it's not Google, it was on accident. Because if it was Bing that did it, you didn't mean to use Bing. That was just part of that freaking whatever computer you're using, right? We all know when you look for something, it's Google. Everybody Googles it. So if you're not on the Google game, you need to get on the Google game. Definitely, Mike, what you're talking about here is opening my eyes a little bit more. I mean, they were open, but I definitely feel less threatened by figuring out how to do it because I'm more educated. And
right.
So this should educate you guys out there to see that if you don't know how, just reach out to Mike. He's going to get you there, man. I appreciate you showing me all this stuff because I think that it is going to get me to the next level. And what Car Guy Coffee is, I think that you're going to have to take that podcast out of there and Car Guy Coffee everything, So that's what we want to do. We want to be major influencers in the business to help out, to make it better, and so the only way to do that is to get my awareness out there. So yeah, Mike, appreciate you, buddy.
It's not about necessarily the coffee, but the coffee is key. But look, it's about the culture you guys are bringing to all car dealers. The teamwork, the positivity, we're going to work this problem out somehow. Mm-hmm. And taking not only the people at the top, but taking the advice of people with boots on the ground that say, hey, this policy doesn't work, and having empowered them to take an action of what does work.
Right.
And having them relay that policy so that they gain more of an impact on where they're working and therefore are going to be loyal to that.
Well, yeah, when you're part of the team instead of like, it's like you want to be part of it. You don't want to just be there and listen to commands. There's something about that, listening to you, like you said, the boots on the ground. That's key in hearing what your team has to say, because we are different generations as things go. People and their wants and their needs and what motivates them changes through what's going on in the world. We're all influenced differently. We were the ones who got spanked, right? Our kids not necessarily did not get spanked, so they're different. Their kids are going to definitely not be spanked, right? So not saying one is better than the other, just saying things are different and things work differently for everybody else. So you always have to be open to that change. And what you mentioned earlier, it's like something that I heard from a mentor of mine, Matt Damos. He told all our salespeople, listen, don't come in here give me your problem. Come in here with a solution. And that's powerful. So you don't complain. So like Lou and I talk about, don't percolate problems. Don't percolate those problems. Always brew solutions. And so when you have an issue at work, don't go to your boss and say, man, this is not working. Go there and say, hey, I have a solution for what's not working over here. I think this can help out. That's huge. And then when you can take that advice as a leader on the other end and hear that advice and understand why it's valuable and, make sure you give them the kudos for it and then you implement it and give it a shot. You might be surprised what these young guys can show you, or young gals or whatever, right? That there's amazing minds out there and all of us are being influenced. Social media is powerful and a lot of us dinosaurs out there, we understand, but these kids really understand. They live the life. Since they've been, I know my son, since he's been, 12, 13 years old, had a cell phone, right? So he knows social media. He understands how to connect with his friends. They don't text or make phone calls. They tweet and they, snap and they do all these
send
things.
emojis. Yeah.
Right. So, understand that that's how people are going to buy cars one day. That's how people are going to, communicate with their salesperson. So when you can make it easy and normal where it's not feeling foreign to them, which is like actual phone calls or real texting, when you can message them through Snap or you can get them on TikTok by showing them a presentation using music in the background while you're dancing, that would blow their mind. There's so many things that you can do that are so outside the box yet for our kids and our future purchasers, our future clients, our future everything. If you can show them that you are understanding their language, it's going to open up the doors. And that's what Car Guy Coffee is trying to do, just open up doors and making it to where people understand that the culture has to change. We have to quit being the shady, sly people that everyone thinks car people are, and we need to be human beings that are empathetic and have fun and encourage. But man, don't get me wrong, make money, make your money. But people will pay when you give them more than just a product, when you give them yourself and your everything else. So, and that's another way for you as salespeople, if you're watching this, understand Mike can help you with that too. Your reputation is going to be, dude, they're going to Google you too, bro. Girl, gal, whatever.
Yeah, I found out that when we're talking reputation, it's a very kind of protective, emotional thing for people. And I've got to be better at, empathizing with that, walking a mile in their shoes. Because when you're talking about that, they go, hey, what are you talking about? We have the best reputation in town. Yes.
Digital reputation.
Offline, you do. But online, it's non-existent.
And that's the word. You need to just change put adjectives in there. Your digital reputation can use an upgrade, and obviously we know the future is all digital. So you want your digital clients to be able to be part of that. You're missing a pond that you could be fishing in, and it's a huge pond right now, and it's growing everly with this whole COVID situation. But your digital presence needs to go up. Yeah, you have a Facebook, you have this, but you can't go on and search you and find much information about you. So in order to do so, here's what I can do for you and here's how I can show you. That's how I would sort of pitch. You probably do. I'm not saying that you don't. I'm just
No. I realize that, and it's a matter of who you're talking to and the right language. Change your language, change your business. But the conversation of a new principal who's 30 years old is going to be different than a 65-year-old principal who I'm trying to talk to into digital marketing, when all they know is pressing the flesh. Yeah. And that's all they know.
Yeah, and I totally agree. And I live in a culture very similar that we go outside the box some, but we try every source that we can, even at the dealership, but we still have a very old school mindset at the dealership, when it comes to that type of stuff. But I definitely am never closed-minded to anything digital. You could just feel it. It's not going anywhere. All you gotta do is look at the stock market and see what's making money right now. If you want to see who's the richest people in the world, they're all have to do with the future. They all have to do with, it's all that. It's everything. Right. So that's the future, and that's what we need to all focus on. And you're going the right way, Michael. I think you've definitely figured out a good path for yourself. Not to mention, so what you're doing. So I think you're doing a great job. And
speaking of the future, my friend, I put it out to you before. When you and Lou are ready to go fishing, hunting, or whatever you guys want to do, let me know. I'll put your studio cafe behind me in a in a background on Zoom with whoever you choose for your guest host for me. I have a couple of names that I would bounce well with. But you guys could be out in the field and call in as a guest on your own podcast as a guest. And we
season 2, we're looking for new ideas all the time.
We can take it to. Would not throw out. But at the same time, it would be your show. It would be, forgive, focus, fly, keep growing.
That's
but
right.
Also too, your 5-liners, and you would feed us that. Yes, but like I say, when you guys are ready, and don't get burnt out. No. But call on me, call on some of the other guys that I have a feeling that I would bounce well off of.
I'll tell you this right now, Mike. I'm going to tell you, the moment that we're able to do this full time, we're able to be Car Guy Coffee, and that's us, Ramblin' Productions, the whole nine. We're going to make sure that, and Ramblin', I don't know, Ramblin' Productions is kind of like our business. And
I love that. That's the first time I've heard it.
It's Ram is for Ramirez, and Len is for Lenartz, which is my last name, right? And Ramirez is. But we came up with that name probably 16, 17 years ago, joking around saying that we're going to own a dealership one day that says Ramlin, whatever we want it to be, right? Ramlin Autos, Ramlin, whatever. We joked about that. So of course, once we had a chance to LLC do something, we did it with Ramlin. So that's what we're doing, man. We're trying to one day do that. And when we have the opportunity for full-time growth with just that on our mind, I can imagine, what the potential is, but not to mention the people that can come with us, and we want to have different shows. We want to do correspondence. We want to send people out and go dealership to dealership and do interviews. We want to do it all. We want to have fun with it. And that's our dreams, not just part of it. I'm not going to spill all the beans, but that's just some of it, we want to do eventually. We want to make this happen. And I'm not in a big rush. I understand great things. Rome wasn't built in one day. His states, none of that stuff was. It takes time, but it takes consistent. Being consistent with it, and that's something that you guys will definitely not miss out with me and Lou. We'll always be consistent. I'm definitely will be putting my social media out there. Lou's always going to post something. We're going to always be there for you guys. We're always going to be commenting on your posts. We're always going to be liking your posts. We're always going to do everything we can to make sure that everybody is growing with us too. So let's keep growing, folks, and let's keep it moving.
Thank you. This has been the best ever. But I say that to them, I guess. I don't mean to be biased, but you're a true friend, and I'm very proud to know you. I'm very blessed to know you, because if it weren't for COVID, I don't know if we'd ever met.
We would have.
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds, we all would have, in our due time, we were all supposed to meet. And that just that I think, things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
It's sad or whatever, like I said, mentioned earlier, but I'm very thankful that I met you also, Mike. And I think you've done nothing but make me laugh every time I've talked to you, or smile, or, encourage me. And I hope that I do the same for you. And I will always continue to at least try my best to make that happen. And looking forward to anything in the future, man. All the stuff, possibly you posting and being on the show again, and talking about all the amazing things we've been through in the next few years. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. So just keep growing, and don't forget, focus and fly. Keep growing. And also, folks, Car Guy Coffee Podcast, www.carguycoffee.com. You can Google us. We're starting to pop up on there. You know what's up. Whoa.
Absolutely, man. Well, with that, we're going to shut this down. you know yourself, I always end with this. Live with passion. And if you were seeing this or hearing this on your mobile device, thanks for the ride.
Hard to believe it, but with the right professional, the vision is always clear and focused. Are you interested in finding out more information? You can contact today's expert at the number on your screen. Thanks for stopping by.